Chad Farm Bumper, that was a nice win from him last time out. You must have really liked the way that he let down over the last 100 metres.
Yeah, I've ridden him a fair bit in recent seasons, but his last win was definitely the best feel he's ever given me. I think he was very well prepared by Manfred. He went into that race fresh, and he was dominant. So let's hope he can reproduce.
So in that sense, is he an improving horse still?
I don't think he's improving. He's an older horse who's probably reached his mark and reached his capacity in terms of ability. But if he can just reproduce what he did last time, he's going to be hard to beat again.
And you've ridden him in his work since then. How's he felt?
He's fine. Manfred's obviously realised he's a horse that loves to be fresh, so he hasn't done a great deal with him since then. And I think my arms are 3 inches longer trying to hold on to him each morning, so he's well.
Zach, thanks for your time. Hercules, the win looked easy last time out. Is that how it felt?
Yeah, it did actually. I had to jostle for a position early on in the race. I drew an awkward gate, and it was a little bit awkward going into the first corner. But once he got into that spot behind the speed, he travelled really well the whole way around, and it was a good effort.
He's got more weight to carry this time around, but you've drawn a decent gate and you've ridden him in his work. How confident are you heading into the race?
Well, he's a lightly framed horse, so the weight might be a little bit of an issue, but I think the gate certainly helps him. He's in really good form, and I expect him to run well again. He's been working well.
You've got Cash in the background there. A typhoon day like today, does that mean there's a bit more family time for you?
Yeah, the kids have been up nice and early. I thought I'd get a sleep in when I woke up and seen T8 was up, but that wasn't the case. The little man was in, jumping on the bed, telling me it was breakfast time. So it's been nice to be at home. The kids have enjoyed the day at home, played a few games.
Just as far as Hercules is concerned, obviously trained by Dennis Yip. How important overall in your time in Hong Kong is the support from someone like Dennis been?
It's been really, really important. I think it probably took me maybe 5 or 6 seasons to start to get some support from him. He did what he wanted to use me. I've ridden a stack of winners for him, and I was only recently I walked home from one race meeting, and I said to Nicole when I got home, I said I wish there were 5 Dennis Yips in Hong Kong, because he just seems to front up for me every season. Like I said, we've had a lot of luck together. He seems to be able to get his horses ready at the right times. And his confidence in me and his feedback is obviously very important as well. And I find him very easy to ride for now. On race days, the majority of the time, he might give me a little bit of an idea, but he leaves it up to me most of the times. And I think that's why it works well, because when you're not tied down to instructions and you can go with the flow of the race, it makes it a lot easier. And, we obviously have a plan, and we both agree on it before I get on the horse and go out there. But we're on the same page, and I've got a lot of confidence in him, and he obviously has in me as well.
Alexis Badel, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. Prime Minister, you've ridden him in both of his barrier trials leading into Wednesday night. What sort of feeling has he given you?
Well, a pretty good feeling. I must say he's done a great job during his 2 trials, one on the turf, 1000 straight. He showed me good early speed, and he's been strong into the line. And his second trial in Happy Valley was very good as well. He worked beautifully this day, and I like this horse. He's a strong horse, beautiful horse, and he moves well.
That trial that you speak of at Happy Valley, that was his first visit to that track in recent times. How did he feel getting around that track?
It seemed to me that Happy Valley will suit him very well. The question mark is he's drawn a bit outside, so it depends on how fast the race will be going. But he jumped clean from the gate. He showed a very good early speed, so he's got a great balance. I like this horse. He'll be a nice horse in the future. So hopefully he can do something good on that occasion.
His form in New Zealand, Alexis, was over 14 to 1600 metres. Does he feel like a sprinter, or does he feel like a miler to you?
it probably take a bit of time to adapt to a Hong Kong environment for a new horse like this. So he's quite keen in the morning. He was a bit keen during the trial, but I have no doubt he'll be ready for further in the future. I have no doubt that he can stay a little bit.
And as far as your own form is concerned, obviously you joined us in Hong Kong for the start of the full season this time around. 4 winners for you this season. How do you feel you've started the season?
Well, it's quite good, you know. I've got a lot of support. It's all about get the momentum to just making happen. And but I'm quite happy because I've got a lot of support from different trainers, and I have a lot of second places that I hope I can turn into winners. But just a patient, just need to be patient, and but things are going well. I feel good, I feel confident and very positive.
Neil Shanghai Chi, you've had quite a bit to do with this horse. He's had a couple of runs in. He's at his right sort of rating from the looks of things. He's drawn well. What do you make of his chances for Wednesday night?
Yeah, I think he's racing well in his last run. A little bit unlucky, but the time before when I rode him first up, he was in need of the run, so you can see he's improved since then. And you know, you can see from his past win that his optimum distance is probably the 1800. And from a good draw, hopefully can, you know, he's not naturally a horse that's going to hunt up and be close to the speed, but you just got to give him a bit of a chance to let him find his feet, and then he shows a good kick. But look, the way his runs are progressing and the way he looks and a good draw, it looks like it's got all the ingredients for a good run.
Do you think he's better suited at Happy Valley?
Yeah, I think the more genuine end-to-end pace suits him a lot better. When he did win his race, they went a little bit hard up front, and they kept the momentum going, and he just sat at the back, and he slipped through the inside and he showed a very good turn of foot. So I'll be hoping to try and, or hopefully he can replicate that sort of performance that gives him every chance to win.
Overall, what do you make of your book of rides for the Valley on Wednesday?
Yeah, I've got 6 rides. I think they're all very competitive chances. You know, obviously you need a bit of luck, especially going around the Valley, but a few of them have good draws. A couple of them have tricky draws, but I think in the overall context of the look of rides that I have, I think they're quite decent. We just need a little bit of luck, like as always.
Shad, not usual talent. Gee, that was a big run from him first up this season.
Yeah, it was a massive run, and I dare say if he hadn't drawn a gate his last start, he would have won the race. He was back, he was wide, he had a stack of work to do, and he closed off very strongly. So tomorrow night we've drawn a reasonable barrier. We shouldn't be too far away, and he handles the track. He's won there before, and he's definitely good enough to win that kind of race. Do
you think you'll appreciate the step up to 1,650 metres?
Yes, I do. Closing for a long time, he was very strong through the line, and second up, I think he's ready to go to a mile.
Just with him as well too, he's obviously had his issues as a horse. When you look at the race though, do you go in confident? It looks to be a bit of speed on. You've got a better draw. Do you feel like you've got more options in there as well too, tactically?
Tactically, he can be a bit keen in his races, so you definitely don't want to fire him at the gates. You want him to relax and find a rhythm, because when he gets comfortable, he really likes to tow you along in the second half of the race and get interested from there on in, and then he's got that big finish like we've seen.